So no Walker. That will actually move up that outside row. So Melbourne now starts out of P4.
No Ian Crow on the flags either.
I know.
He's been replaced by Mitch Berliner.
He could have made it before the race started as well.
Hope he doesn't get any flags caught in the fence.
Mitchy B seeing his new calling now that he might be changing shirts. We say that with love, MB, who's not even paying attention. 8 laps of journey. One of 4 heat races for our legend cars. Brittany Nash, Rob Treneman to lead us away. There's been a bit of change up back. Ken Melbourne trying the outside straight away. Cars scatter left and right. Going into turn number 1 for the first time. There has been a fair bit of water being put on. Michael Cook has reached the back bumper of Ken Melbourne very quickly. It's the top 3. Ran out with it at the moment. Melbourne looking to the inside of Treneman. Thinks otherwise, but Treneman is very wide. Going out of Palmer's, that will allow Melbourne to look into the inside. Cook both as well. There may be a poor old miss for Rob Treneman, but the change of the lead sees the King Ken Melbourne lead after lap number 1. Starts out of P4, up the lead, but he's got Michael Cook and Rob Treneman both giving chase. Treneman with a good run so far. So too as well for Brendan Radford. He's up into the 4th position, just getting by Zoe Eason in car number 23 with Travis Gould, West Australian champion, rounding out your top 6. But Melbourne, the man to catch.
Yeah, but watch out for the 70 car of Brendan Radford. He's coming on pretty quickly. Kenny Melbourne, your race leader. Rob Treneman in 2nd place, not too far behind. Then Michael Cook from the ACT in 3rd, but he's about to have Radford for company.
Oh no!
Treneman spins. Oh, he spins in front of the field. And the yellow lights are on. Chocolates aboard lollies for the 26.
Doing a good job as well.
Just looking at Richard Hathaway on the infield with his camera. His lens is actually bigger than the cars. As we come out of turn number 4. Better dispatch this time. The greens are on. Radford again comes up on the inside of Cook. Eason goes to the outside of Cook. They're 4 wide. Cook fights back underneath of Eason. And the West Australian champion, Travis Gould, in the red car is there in 5th. And Robbie Treneman's made up a spot or 2. He's up back to 6th. Now, Brendan Radford is now fighting for the lead with Ken Melbourne. So come down the main straight. Eason back there in 3rd. Here comes Gould looking for a way under Cook. And Treneman back there in 6th place. Oh, but one upside down. Big crash at the back of the field. And that, I think, is Tony Smith. Tony Smith upside down. The little legend has gone all over the place and has lost quite a bit of panel work as well. The crash crew right on the scene. And we've gone red, and we haven't had many rollovers at any of the speedways I've been at this season.
It's been quite good so far this season, but a big one here in turn number 1 and 2.
Here we go with the restart. Ken Melbourne is your leader. Brendan Radford is in 2nd place. Zoe Eason from 3. Michael Cook from 4. Away we go. Michael Cook from the ACT got swamped on that restart, and Brendan Radford took the lead as we go down the back straight. So Radford leads from Melbourne. Eason in 3rd place, then Travis Gould. Robbie Treneman is 5th, and Cook went back to 6th. Down the main straight, halfway home. 4 down and 4 to go. Radford leads from Melbourne, and back to Zoe Eason in 3rd.
Yeah, top 2 trying to break away from Eason, who's doing a great job in that 3rd spot, holding your West Australian champion at bay. Rob Treneman, after going to the back of the field, has moved himself up into 5th spot, but with the demise of Nash Smith and Gary Walker, he's only had to pick up a couple of positions. Speaking of few cars going by the wayward side, there goes Melbourne on the exit of turn number 4, all crossed up as Radford a mile ahead now. It's 0.8 of a second as Melbourne picks up the left front. Eason is in shot as Melbourne runs very wide. So forget about Eason. She's going to lose a couple of positions as Gould and Treneman both get by the 23. So Melbourne, with all heaps of problems on the top side of the racetrack, may even lose another one.
Yes, the Gould goes underneath of Melbourne, holds him off for the moment. Robbie Treneman right there as well. But once Radford got to the lead, he's just driven right away. He's the best part of 70 or 80 metres ahead. Back to Kenny Melvin. Back then in third place, it's car number 1, Travis Gould, then Rob Treneman. Easton is next. The white flag is out. Back in 6 is Cook. And at the tail of the field is Cody Roberts in the 78. So the battle is for second, third and fourth with half a lap to go. Car number 1, Travis Gould, looking to the outside of Ken Melvin. Robbie Treneman right there as well. Checkered flag is out though. And Brendan Radford wins. Second goes to Ken Melvin, then Gould, then Treneman, then Zoe Easton. Then back to Cook and Roberts. And that took a while. Unfortunately, we had Brittany Nash not finish. Neither did Gary Walker, didn't start. And Tony Smith went upside down. So the win goes to Brendan Radford, who come from well back in the field on that one. Back then to Ken Melvin and Travis Gould. That was your top 3 as the night goes on. Here we go, heat number 2 of the Legend cars for Lush Pups Legends Summer Sizzler. Wayne Campbell on the front row with Oliver Ferraro as we go green down the main straight. Kimmy Williams in the 32, the bright yellow car up on the outside of the 33 and Mark Zek in the sort of orangey red car. And car number 20 making some progress through the field. Watch out for Greg Joss, who was in dynamite form at the Perth Motorplex a couple of weeks ago. The race leader though is Wayne Campbell in the green jigger coming out of turn number 4 to complete the first lap. Marsek in second place. Olivia Ferraro is third. Joss in fourth place. And moving up to fifth is the 16 of Steve Barrow. So they run down the back straight, then Kimmy Williams, Ben Boyd, Brad McGregor and Phil Nichols in car 10 is last. We've got a car over there on turn number 2 that has come to grief. And we've gone yellow. So we're getting back underway. Campbell leads from Marzak. Watch out for the white car on the outside of Greg Joss. Well, watch out, all right. He's gone backwards by 3 spots. Thank you, Greg. As we move up out of turn 3, Wayne Campbell, your leader. Marzak in second. And then in third is Olivia Ferraro as we complete lap number 2.
Yeah, getting through the lap slowly. Well, it's been a good race so far between Campbell and Mazek. Mazek giving the 77 a bit of a hurry up as Steve Barrow, all of a sudden the 16's just been clawing position by position and now is in the third spot as he gets by Ferraro and Williams. Ben Boyd, poor Greg Joss has just been chewed up and spat out as he's trying the top side of the racetrack on Phil Nichols as Brad McGregor, the 9, was the man that went around in the last mechanical car, number 9. Meanwhile, Campbell's finally got the wriggle on in the 77, got that breathing room over Mazek and Barrows. They'll complete half race distance, 4 down and 4 to go in the last heat of the Legend Cars, round number 1.
So Mazek out after our race leader. Battle for third is on in earnest. There's cars here, there and everywhere down the main straight for third on backwards. But out in front it's a race in 2 between Campbell and Mazek. And back then in third it's Barrow, Ferraro. Here comes the challengers after that. Kimmy Williams, Ben Boyd in that group. But out in front, it's a race in 2. There's only a Legend car between first and second. Still Campbell from Marzak. Marzak's got plenty of speed tonight. In that
wow.
3 went straight past him. Up into turn number 3. Campbell trying to fight back on the outside. Couldn't do so. 2 to run in heat 2.
I don't think we had this in our bingo cards. Wayne Campbell getting by, well, passed by Mike Mazek, who's just on an absolute... Oh, no. Olivia Ferraro has gone around in car number 25, and that brings out the yellows with 2 laps still to run. After this will be heat race number 2 of the Spry's Meat Market Modified Sedans. Big thanks to Spry's, being continuous sponsors of the Make Spoken History Collie Speedway, and have been one we are proud to continue the relationship with. As we have 2 to go, Mazek, Campbell. Then it's Steve Barrow. Greg Joss is back up into 4th. Hello. Kim Williams, Ben Boyd, Phil Nichols, Brad McGregor and Olivia Ferraro with 2 to go. Green white checker yet again. Second one of the night. Has Campbell got elves on his car? Maybe that's what's slowing him down. He tries the over-under, but Mazek was great on the bottom side of the racetrack. He's playing it smart, but Campbell might say, I'm going to give it the whole hog on the top side of the racetrack, not working out whatsoever as they run to the white flag. Ferraro's picked up one position, so she goes from 9th to 8th. That's one. That's some points. That's all that matters in the end of it. In the grand scheme, there's only 2 rounds of heats, so every position counts. Meanwhile, for Mazek, did not count this one to be happening, especially with Campbell at the front of the field. It is a 33 and Mazek taking the win in heat race number 2 of the Legend Cars over Campbell. Barrow just with a great run. Kim Williams just will get it. 0.032 of a second over Boyd, Nichols, Olivia Ferraro and Brad McGregor.
Legend Cars, event 20 is next. Heat number 3 will have Cody Roberts in 78 and Michael Cook in 7 on the front row. Row 2 will be Steve Barrow in 16 and 42 Ken Melvin. Row 3, the 32 of Kimmy Williams and 26 Robbie Treneman. Row 4, the 55 of Gary Walker and the 77 of Wayne Campbell. And row number 5 will be the 10 of Phil Nichols. This will be heat number 3 of the Lush Pups Legend Cars Summer Sizzle.
Seems the dramas for Michael Cook machine is all sorted as we're underway in heat race number 3. They're all going to be cautious with the water that's been put on the curbing of the racetrack. Well, I say that Cody Roberts has hit that and he went straight back to 4th position as Melvin and Barrow have all been able to get past as Michael Cook will be your leader going into 3 and 4 for the first time. Melvin all out of shape. He's having a troublesome night so far as Barrow, Treneman all chasing through, but it's Michael Cook they chase. Comfortable lead of 1.3 seconds at the moment as Barrow is right on the tail of Melbourne, and here comes Rob Treneman, probably having the race weekend of his life at the moment, and that's with the spin out as well. But it's all past car number 7, our new West Australian local, formerly from the ACT, and Michael Cook.
So Cook leads from Melbourne. Back in 3rd place, Steve Barrow. Robbie Treneman has gone back a spot, and that is because Wayne Campbell and little green jigger is flying tonight. He's up behind Ken Melvin. Melvin in 2nd place, but car number 7, Michael Cook, leads this one through. Melvin in 2nd, Campbell, Barrow, Treneman, your first 5. Back then to Gary Walker, Cody Roberts, also there Phil Nichols and Kim Williams, but we're halfway home, and formerly from the ACT, Michael Cook, having a good run, first time here in Collie, leads at the halfway mark.
Yeah, it's going to be on for 2nd place as Wayne Campbell was on the inside of Ken Melvin for the 2nd spot. Campbell's got the inside line perfect at the moment and will take over the 2nd spot from Melvin as Barrow, Treneman, Gary Walker, Phil Nichols, Cody Roberts and Kim Williams are the way they run at the moment. But it's so fine to be where you need to be at this present stage. With that water that's been put on the curbing. Legends trying to figure out where the best line is. Campbell running straight through it at the moment. And he's just slowly making his way into Michael Cook's vicinity. But there is 2.4 seconds separating 1st and 2nd the last time around. I have a funny feeling that Michael Cook has made it just feel a little bit more comfortable between the 2.
Yes, so Cook leads from Campbell, Melvin, Barrow and Treneman. 4th and 5th is where the action is at the moment between Steve Barrow and Robbie Treneman. As they run down the back straight, the white flag comes out. Michael Cook still leads. He leads Wayne Campbell and Ken Melvin with 1 lap to go as the white flag dangles from the top of the catch fence. Back in 4th is the 16 of Steve Barrow. Robbie Treneman, Phil Nichols is there in 6th. Back then to Gary Walker, Cody Roberts, who's now just been passed by Kimmy Williams. Checkered flag comes out in the Legend Cars. Heat number 3. First home is car 7. Making up a lot of ground was Wayne Campbell. Got it down to 1.1 seconds. Kenny Melvin was 3rd. Steve Barrow, Robbie Treneman and Phil Nichols the top 6. Then back to Gary Walker in 55, 32 Kim Williams and 78 Cody Roberts rounded out the field. But Michael Cook, formerly the ACT, now in Western Australia, first time here at Collie tonight, and he takes victory in heat number 3, event number 20 of the Legend Cars. And 8 more cars on the racetrack for Legend Cars qualifying heat number 4. Brendan Radford, who won earlier on tonight, defeating Kenny Melvin, leads down into turn number 1. On this first occasion, Ben Boyd is there. Greg Joss up in 3rd place. Mark Zek is there in 4th. He won heat number 2 earlier on tonight, so he's got a bit of work to do as we come out of Palmer's Corner the first time. Radford leads them through from Boyd, Joss, Marzek, then Zoe Eason, Travis Gould and Olivia Ferraro as they move down the... Sorry, Travis Gould's not out there. It was Brittany Nash, and we've got one that has gone backwards over there in turn number 2, is on the curb. Yellow lights come on, then it drives away. As we start 2 wide once again. Ben Boyd from 2, Greg Joss from 3, Mark Mazek from 4. Zoe Eason, Olivia Ferraro, Brittany Nash and Brad McGregor are your starters. And away we go. Bradford got a flyer once again. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Boyd, then Joss. Behind Joss is Zoe Eason. Marzek lost a spot there on that restart. Went back to 5th in the little red station wagon. As we come into the main straight, Brendan Radford leads after 2.
He's going to be the one to watch. And the Legend Cars has got this one comfortably at the moment, and if all accounts are right, will be the only driver who's won more than one heat race tonight.
That's right.
So impressive. Impressive run so far, and he did it the hard way in the opening heat race. Oh no! The curse has been real! The curse is completely real! Rotten luck for Brendan Radford.
You've wiped out another one.
How have I done this again? Oh no! So that puts Ben Boyd to the front. Greg Joss 2nd, Mark Mazek 3rd. This could be the race of Ben Boyd's life at the moment.
You just have a lie down, Morgan.
Oh no!
Our race leader is Ben Boyd from Greg Joss. Mark Mazek in 3rd place. Not much separating the first 3. Back then to Zoe Eason, Olivia Ferraro, Brittany Nash, and then McGregor. And I don't know what happened to Brendan Radford, but he's gone from the best of chocolates you can possibly have to the really green and yellow ones of the boiled variety. And he's on the infield and out of commission. Meanwhile, this race continues. Boyd, Joss and Marzek having a ding-dong battle down the KJB back straight. Marzek having a look on the inside of Joss. Joss is right there with our race leader. This is going to be a great finish as they've got 2 laps to go. Ben Boyd hanging on.
Mark Mazek could see himself starting on pole if everything goes right just ahead of him. But Ben Boyd's doing a great job. So too is Greg Joss. I was counting the laps down at the Perth Motorplex when he almost had a podium to his name in the feature race on Fast Friday number 3. Not looking the rides at the moment for car number 20. But Boyd will see the white flag. He has one to go. Joss, Mazek, all within striking distance as well. Zoe Eason's had a great run in car number 23 in 4th. So too is Olivia Ferraro, Brittany Nash, and Brad McGregor at the tail of the field. But it will go the way of Ben Boyd. Joss will give it one final shot. It won't be good enough. Great work, Ben Boyd, winner tonight, heat race 4. Oh, he'd be loving that one. And great work. Boyd, Joss, Mazek, Easton, Ferraro, Nash and McGregor, the way they finish. Can't believe Dean even gave you video evidence that you called it.
Yeah, I know.
It's impressive. Must have been his last ever feature race win too. So Barrow and Melvin to lead us away. 30 big ones on the imaginary board that we don't have.
Oh, this one's jumped the start by about 10 cars. Car 7.
Brendan Radford wanted to hit the front. Dare say the inquiry flag will be coming out. We'll have to wait and see what Ian Curry grabs.
Michael Cook.
Michael Cook in the 7 wants to try and get forward. There is the inquiry flag coming out. Lap number 1 though will go to Ken Melvin as Wayne Campbell follows him. Let's check it out. There's the 70. There's the inquiry flag. You were right.
It's on Michael Cook.
Oh, Michael Cook. All right. I thought it. So we got 2 of them.
7.
2 cars. Oh, just the one, just the 7 car that's got it. I thought it was a 7 and the 70. But a good battle out in front. Wayne Campbell's got Ken Melvin off the curb. A battle between the 42 and the 77.
Certainly is. Back in third is Mark Marzek as they run down into Cardinals Corner on lap number 3. Steve Barrow, Greg Joss, Brendan Radford is next. Ben Boyd as they run out of turn number 2 and back down the back straight once again. Our race leader is Ken Melvin. Behind him is Campbell. Marzek, the 16 of the 16 car going nicely in 4th place, but also Joss right there with him. Barrow, Joss and Radford, Boyd and Nichols. Michael Cook up to about 8th place, but he passed about 8 cars before it started as we complete another lap. 4 down and still 26 to go.
You don't get away with that here in WA. That was a jump to save all jumpers. Oh no, Campbell and Melvin almost got together. Melvin leaving the tail wagging is now coming into the picture is Mark Marzek. So Marzek, who had a heat race win today, is right into the tray of it, while Barrow, Joss and Radford all work on for 4th, 5th and 6th. So a battle for the lead, a battle for 4th, and Michael Cook, who's challenged from the back of the field, has all of a sudden not just got the inquiry flag, but also is up into 6th. Oh no, contact! Melvin and Campbell get together, the yellows are on.
Yep, Campbell went into the side of Melvin while going for the lead.
Sizzler. Brendan Radford trying to get to the inside, but that was no work. As we're underway. Is that Greg Joss? On a charge. Hello! He's winding back the clock. Up to 3rd spot, challenging Mazek for 2nd. Melvin. We've still got 6 complete. 24 remain.
Yep, so it's Marzek behind Melvin. Joss is 3rd, Radford 4th. Back in 5th place, it's Barrow. Then Nichols is up to 6th place. 7th place at this stage is Zoe Eason. And then Olivia Ferraro. And Robbie Treneman is 3 wide this time around. Trying to make up some spots. Comes up on the outside of the 7 of Michael Cook and gets himself into the top 10. Down the back straight, Kenny Melvin. From Marzek, from Joss, from Radford. Then Barrow. In the top 6 is Phil Nichols in car number 10. There's a wall of cars there as we complete lap number 8.
Yep. Good race as the top 4 have cleared away. Steve Barrow's doing a good job, so too is Michael Cook after that restart. He's back up a few positions to get near on the front. But it's a long way back till we get to that rest of the field. That's headed up by Ken Melvin. So Melvin at the moment isn't the quickest car on track. That belongs to Greg Joss and Brendan Radford. So drivers in 3rd and 4th are currently the quickest cars on track. Melvin is just setting the pace. We've hit the 3rd. We've got 2/3 left to go as lap 10 is ready to be complete.
So 10 down, 20 to go. Another one that's making up a lot of spots is Robbie Treneman in the 26. He's now up to 8th place. He dropped as far as 14th. And the other one following him through is Wayne Campbell, who was fighting for the lead earlier on in this race. But it's still car number 42, Kenny Melvin out in front. Campbell's now actually past Treneman. This is the 2nd group of cars coming to the main straight. Here's 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th. 10th is the 23 car of Zoe Eason. But there's not much separating all of those cars in the second half of the field. The lead 4 have got right away. Melvin leads Marzek, Joss and Radford as we complete 12.
Melvin's actually now starting to get a wriggle on. The lap time's now starting to load from him. Must be getting better with age, like he is his racing. As the laps tick on, the 42 seems to get stronger. Wayne Campbell is up to 6th spot. So he's done a great job to bounce back. But this race has now started to settle in. And Mazek has actually clawed back a little bit again. So it's 6/10 between 1 and 2. Greg Joss just starting to fall by the wayside. Maybe it was the restart, the rush of adrenaline that helped the 20. But he's doing a great job holding on to Brendan Radford, who quintessentially as well took that podium away from him at the Perth Motorplex. 12 complete, or 14 complete actually.
We're nearing the halfway mark. And our race leader is Ken Melvin by 4 car lengths. Marzek won't let him get away. Lap traffic to come up shortly.
Yellow.
Oh, and it's the green car.
Yes.
Campbell spun. The yellow lights come on way too quick.
I think Wayne Campbell's going to be told that.
Well, second stoppage.
Yes.
He'll be sent off. But the yellows come on too quickly there.
I dare say Campbell would be quite upset. He's been quite good this season. Definitely shown a lot of improvement, but we still have 16 laps to go in our Legend Car feature.
Ken Melvin, Mark Marzak. Greens are on. Radford, Joss. Cook is also there in the 7. Remember, he got relegated right back through the field. He started at the back as well. Radford has gone up to second, gone around the outside of Marzak. Marzak back to third. Cook is coming up on the outside of Joss as we come out of turn number 4 and into the main straight. Halfway home, 15 down. Radford looking racy all of a sudden. He's right up behind Kenny Melvin. Marzak in third. Cook fourth. Joss back to 5th. Barrow. It's another one on the move. Olivia Ferraro, Phil Nichols, and then Robbie Treneman. So we come up with 16 down. Melvin just ahead of Radford.
I think the one that's going to like you the most is it's station wagons 1, 2 and 3 at the moment. Melvin obviously been facing the wrong way earlier on in this feature race. Now he's been challenged again from Brendan Radford as Phil Nichols falls back through the field. Marzak doing a great job holding on to Michael Cook with car number 26. Oh, sorry, in fact, there's a 20 of Greg Joss. So Joss, I'm still surprised having such a great run, but here's a challenge for the race lead. Radford right on the back bumper of Melvin yet again. They're like yo-yos at the moment. One gets a good corner, the other makes a mistake, and then it's vice versa the other side of the track. 18 laps complete, race on our hands.
Yeah, one thing's for sure, I don't think we're going to get the grandstand finish that we had in the juniors. We had 5 of them across the track, but we might get 2 of them side by side at the finish. Melvin and Radford, Marzak back in third. Some sort of a drive by Michael Cook in fourth after starting at the very back and then getting relegated to the back. Back then in 5th place, it's Greg Joss, just dropped off a wee bit. Barrow, Ferraro, Nichols, Treneman, and then Zoe Easton, that's the top 10. Further back to Ben Boyd in 11th. Our leaders, though, are up in Pitts Bend. There's 2 Legend car lengths between first and second. Radford looking to the inside of Melvin. It's got 10 to go.
Mazek's done a great job, and Michael Cook as well, so dare say we're going to have... Oh, no! Another one upside down and launched over.
Crash.
I think that's Phil Nichols.
Yeah, Phil Nichols has gone into Olivia Ferraro, and Robbie Treneman has launched over the top in a big, big way. So Robbie Treneman's car's put on its wheels. Crash crews, as you can see, very quickly on the scene. Now they're putting Phil Nichols' car up on its wheels as well. So a massive crash here in the... So we should be good to go as they form up for this restart. The Legend Car main event has been rather spectacular, to say the least. Melvin, Radford, Marzak, Cook, Joss, Barrow. Main thing is Phil Nichols, who just went into space, is okay. And Robbie Treneman, who went into orbit, is also okay. 11 to go. And for about 6 time, we're back underway in the Legend Car main event. And Radford got the best of the start on the outside. Melvin fights back on the inside. Cook is there in third. Marzak is fourth. As they run down the back straight back, then in 5th place, it's Steve Barrow in the 16. Oh, Radford's run out of noise. Another one bites the dust. So Kenny Melvin continues to lead this one through. 2nd place is Cook, Marzak, then Joss, Barrow, and then back in 6th place, Zoe Eason.
Yeah, 10 laps still to run, so there's still a lot that can happen in the retrospect of this one. Brendan Radford's car's just all of a sudden find back to life, so the 70 machine note now is finally out. Michael Cook, though, has a door open for him as Melvin runs wide. 9 laps to go, and it's a 2-horse race out in front. Cook. Now the next one to challenge Ken Melvin. He's had 3 of them right behind him. This is the 3rd of them of Michael Cook. The 2 of them that have been challenging him are now both on the infield as Brendan Radford joins Wayne Campbell. Melvin, Cook, very close that time around. 8 to go.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive by Cook.
Oh, contact.
Driven into the back end of Melvin. Cook jumped the start, got relegated 7 spots, went back to last after starting last, and now finds himself in 2nd. Marzak in 3rd. 4th place is Greg Joss, then Steve Barrow and Zoe Eason. So we come up with 7 to go. Kenny Melvin leads this one through from Michael Cook, Mark Marzak, and Greg Joss. That's the first 4. Barrow, Eason, Williams, and Cody Roberts is next. Then the 55 of Gary Walker, Olivia Ferraro, and Brittany Nash. That's all that's left. We've lost half the field. Into the main straight, 8 to go. Sorry, 6 to go. Kenny Melvin still out in front.
Give us those 2 laps as Ken Melvin looks through his 6th win of the Legend Car season. We already said 3 challenges so far have fallen by the wayside as Michael Cook got to the back bumper of Ken Melvin, and that was all she wrote. But Melvin is running wider. You look at the lap times, and they are pretty much line astern between the 2. Ken Melvin just did his quickest lap of the race that last time, a 20.979 for car number 42 with 5 laps left to go. The gap is 1.4 seconds, and it could be Mazek, the man on the move in car number 33. 4 laps left to go. I was trying to get it done a little bit earlier.
Yes, so Ken Melvin still out in front with 4 remaining. Cook, Marzak, Joss, Barrow and Eason, the top half dozen. Back then to Cody Roberts and Kimmy Williams. So they come out of Palmer's corner, 3 to go this time around. Melvin still leads. Cook still close enough, as is Marzak. Joss, Barrow. Back in 6 is the 23 of Zoe Eason. Then Kimmy Williams and Roberts. So we come up with 2 to go this time around. Passing flag is out. They've got 3 cars they're going to have to lap in the last 2 laps.
Yeah, and Melvin, I think, is already trying to lap cars before he even made it to the 3 of Brittany Nash. The gap is close to 1.2 seconds. Are you giving me these last 2 laps because you got to call a crow to a win? I might be counting my chickens before they hatch, as the white flag will be out. Brittany Radford just ahead of Ken Melvin as he'll go to the outside. Radford and as well that of Gary Walker all see Ken Melvin get around. I think that would be the winning move, bar all things are equal in these last 2 corners. Cook is challenged, Campbell is challenged, Radford is challenged, but Melvin wins his 6th feature race of the season in Legend Cars and wins the Lush Pup Summer Sizzler. Oh, Gary Walker on the infield before it's all said and done. Cook, Mazek, Joss, Barrow, Eason, Williams, Roberts, Olivia Ferraro, Brittany Nash, your top 10.
Oh, it's one in the fence here at the finish. Another one in the fence.
That's Ferraro. That's gone into the concrete wall. Oh, wow.
Well, what an extraordinary race that was. Olivia Ferraro into the fence at the finish of this one. But the win is Ken Melvin from Michael Cook, Mark Marzak and Greg Joss, your first 4. And there's a lot of wounded cars, I can tell you, a lot of wounded cars in this one. front straight.